This is Eyewitness News Weekends.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Katie Steiner here with meteorologist Chris Franklin. And the sun hasn't really rose yet, but it's still kind of hot out there.
Yeah, it's kind of warm outside. Humidity is back. Little disturbance has brought clouds back. Yeah, it's not bringing fall weather, unfortunately.
That's okay. I know that fall weather's never going to come.
You've just decided to
give it up.
Accept it.
I have.
Good.
Yes, exactly.
We might get a front later in our...
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, breaking news from overnight, New Orleans police are investigating a double shooting near the Iberville housing projects. It happened just before 2 this morning. Authorities say that 2 people were shot in the 1200 block of St. Louis Street. Police don't know how bad their injuries are, and if you know anything about this, please call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. O.J. Simpson is officially a free man. The former football star was released on parole after serving 9 years for armed robbery. But many people remember Simpson more for the trial of the century. Henadoba has the story. A recent CBS News poll found that 71% of Americans believe that Simpson is guilty of double murder. Now, Mayor Mitch Lander has said it many times. Here in New Orleans, we have an affordable housing crisis. Residents throughout the city agree with him and say that the cost of living is just too high. Grease Jackman has the details on this year's affordable housing report. The Lander administration says it is investing $1 billion for major public housing developments. Last year, the city launched Housing for a Resilient New Orleans plan, a 5-year strategy to increase affordable housing here in New Orleans. And tonight on 60 Minutes, Nora O'Donnell has the first interview with Congressman Scalise since the shooting. Here's a preview of that interview. You can watch the interview with Congressman Steve Scalise this evening right here on Channel 4 at 6:30 on 60 Minutes. And yesterday, Congressman Scalise was honored at the LSU game in Baton Rouge. He also took part in early voting in Jefferson Parish on Saturday as well. And this morning, our anchor Eric Paulson will speak to Scalise about the shooting in D.C. that left him critically injured. That interview will air tonight following 60 Minutes on CBS, which also features a segment on Scalise. Now, 2 strangers rescue a man from a burning truck on the North Shore. Details on how they saved a man's life and how the community recognizes them as heroes. And after years of decline, more students are enrolled at Louisiana universities. We'll have those stories and much more coming up. Welcome back. The Audubon Zoo needs your help. It's asking for about 200 volunteers for an active shooter drill next week. Volunteers will be playing the roles of people who are wounded, killed, and separated from family members. This drill is going to last between 4 and 6 hours, and it won't be near any of the animals. The zoo is going to give you a free lunch and free parking. A test is scheduled for next Monday, the 9th at 9:30 a.m. If you're interested in helping out being a volunteer, we've posted a link to our website, wwltv.com. And Louisiana University system are seeing a boost in enrollment numbers this year. Enrollment fell the last 7 years during repeated budget cuts. LSU system, the University of Louisiana system, and Southern University system show a 1.3% increase in student population. Nearly 151,000 students are attending those universities. So now we're joined here with Chris, and Chris, we saw at the zoo.
Yeah.
You can help out with that active shooter.
But I wonder,
Mondays you're off.
I am off on Mondays, but I wonder if you get to pick the role.
I don't know. I don't know which role I would want if I did get to pick.
I'd want to play like a loose gorilla. Because during something like that, a lot of chaos in a zoo, there's going to be at least one gorilla that's just going insane.
I didn't think about that. I wonder if that's an option.
Dress in a gorilla suit and just run around,
We'll have to volunteer
just kind of throwing things off a little bit.
You don't need a gorilla suit. You can just pretend.
Why not?
Based on imagination.
We'll see what happens. Let's take a look at it. Just play with it.
You got it.
It's organic. Just go with it, Chris.
I have full confidence in you.
I figured you would.
Chris, well, 2 local ordinary men are being recognized for an extraordinary act. The Good Samaritan saved a 90-year-old man from a fast-moving car fire earlier this month. North Shore Bureau Chief Ashley Rodrigue has more from Mandeville. Great story. Well, it was just stunner last night in Death Valley as the Troy Trojans tamed the Tigers. We'll tell you what went wrong next. Welcome back. Replacing wiper blades is literally my favorite kind of car maintenance. It's so easy, and I don't know anything about cars. All you have to do is follow a few simple instructions, and bam, you can see when it rains. Joe Weisenfelder of Cars.com gives us a quick guide on how to replace your wiper blades and how they differ in this week's segment of Driving Smart. I always feel so smart when I replace my car wiper blades. For the latest on car news, shopping, service, and more, just visit cars.com/TV. And we have lots more coming up in the next half hour of the Eyewitness Morning News. Early kickoff for the Saints is this weekend, and Who Dat Nation is getting ready to face the Miami Dolphins in London. We'll have a live report with sports director Doug Mouton from the stadium. And President Trump is keeping his expectation for football players as more protests are expected before today's football games. And finally, some progress is being made in the recovery efforts in Puerto Rico after being devastated by Hurricane Maria nearly 2 weeks ago. It's turning out to be a beautiful morning out there in New Orleans. Welcome back here on the Eyewitness Morning News. Today is not a typical game day for Saints fans. Many people are waking up early to watch the Black and Gold play today in London. And Doug Mouton has been following the team and the fans that went across the pond to watch the game. He joins us now live from London. And Doug, we've had several requests for an English accent, so can we hear it?
Yeah, all right, here's my favorite English accent that I've heard. A girl on her cell phone said, "Hello, Anastasia." So that's my extent. 2 new favorite British words, brilliant, say brilliant for anything that's good, and literally. It's literally beautiful today. We hear that a lot. Okay, this is a great old stadium. Katie?
All right, thanks so much, Doug. That report was literally brilliant. Thanks, Doug. And before today's football games, President Trump took to Twitter again, saying that players should stand out of respect for the nation and the flag. Colin Kaepernick started kneeling last season as a protest of police brutality in the U.S. And last week, Trump called on NFL owners to fire players who would not stand for the national anthem, and he called the players that knelt or sat SOBs. Last Sunday, more than 100 NFL players, coaches, and owners sat, knelt, or raised their fists during the national anthem.
6:35 now with Doug out in London. We were going to look at what London conditions are like right now, and they're feeling a little more fall-like, but not exactly dry. Let's take a live look at what's going on there. It is 63 degrees, literally mild. And you know, the British do say muggy as well, so it's not just a Louisiana thing. It is muggy at 82% humidity with winds out of the southwest at around 14 miles an hour. Look at the forecast for London during the day. Temperatures staying in the 60s with only a 60% chance for a few passing showers. Breezy, although temperatures will feel more like the 50s. I wish it felt like that here. I'm gonna do the whole next weather segment with an English accent. Did you like it? Bravo, bravo. We're under cloudy skies here with a few showers off the coast. Temperature at Kenner, 78 degrees, humidity 93%. It is going to be a muggy day today. A better chance for some showers during the day as well as tomorrow. And we'll start to see rain chances taper off by Tuesday, drier and hotter as we get into the middle of next week. A full look at your pinpoint forecast is coming up in just a few minutes.
Chris, that accent was so good. It was literally brilliant. Literally brilliant. We're going to switch gears here. 11 days after Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, members of the U.S. military now are on the ground helping out. Some public transportation is up and running in the capital, but lines for gas and water are still incredibly long. Omar Villafranca takes a look at the recovery efforts. This morning, Holly Barrett, Director of Adventures at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum, joins us with Chef Kevin O'Brien and Liz Williams to show us a sample of some of the nibbles that is going to be available at the Cirque de Cuisine. That's the annual kitchen tour of the French Quarter. I'm just so excited about this event. I think it's going to be so cool. So Holly, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing?
And we're absolutely happy to. This is the 3rd annual house tour in the French Quarter. These wonderful homeowners have magnificent homes, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
And all of us walk down the streets of the French Quarter and think, what's behind those gates? So this is your opportunity to do so. You're going to see 10 magnificent houses. You stroll at your leisure. The tour begins at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel, and you get your wristband and your map, and you take a nice Sunday afternoon this next week, the 8th of October. And at each home, we have a restaurant or a wonderful chef doing an amazing little bite of something interesting, and then something wonderful being poured. We have cocktails, some of our new craft spirits this year, like 7-3 Distillery and Roulaison. We have Cool Brew. We have wonderful wines. We have great craft beers at each house. So it's a really fun Sunday afternoon. And our restaurants are magnificent. I have to tell you who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
That's what I was going to ask,
Right.
is what kind of food are we going to be seeing?
Oh, the food varies greatly. We have Toop South, who is our neighbor and partner at the Southern Food and Beverage Museum, and they always come up with something very interesting and fun. Opal Basil and Briquette, which haven't opened yet. They're going to open, I think, in another few days on St. Peter Street, which is wonderful. Grand Isle is going to be in with usually a wonderful seafood dish from them. We have Broussard's, a neighbor in the French Quarter. Maypop, our friend and chef Michael Galata is going to do something with us too. We also have Hold, I said that wrong. Stoke Hold, which is a new restaurant with the Port Orleans Brewery.
Oh,
so
wow.
those folks are combining at a house to do something for us too. Delicious cupcakes. We're going to get some sweets from our friend Dee Levine.
had me
and
when
they're
you said
beautiful,
Yeah, you need to
right?
wrap it up with some
Yeah.
dessert. Or
I
something
know,
sweet.
right?
Exactly.
And Wayne Jacobs Smokehouse, which is a really neat property and owned by the owners of the Eat restaurant right here in the French Quarter too. And I think I'm missing one person. Let me see.
and we
Magic
have-
Seasonings.
And we have
And
Kevin!
last but not least,
We almost forgot about him.
Yeah.
Chef Kevin O'Brien here, who's a personal chef, has teamed up with Mayhew Bakery, Kelly Mayhew, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what he's going to do. They're
Okay,
going to do.
Kevin, let's get this
Let's
preview
do it.
here. We're
So
ready
as-
for the food.
As Holly said, behind one of those beautiful gates, you're going to find a collaboration between myself and Chef Mayhew of Mayhew Bakery. I recently met Chef Mayhew at an event at SoFab. We had just met each other, but when we got together to collaborate, we realized we had so many similarities in our professional careers. We were both from the Carolinas, and then we were both combat veterans prior to going to culinary school later in life.
Wow.
We wanted to kind of try to tell some of that story through our food.
Great.
So today, we're going to be making for you kadu buroni, which is an Afghan dish. Kadu meaning pumpkin, and buroni is a type of dish. It's a spicy, salty, garlicky, sweet dish served with a salted yogurt on top.
So did you learn how to make this when you were overseas?
I did not actually learn how to make this from my amazing wife, who happens to be from Afghanistan originally.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's such a cool story. Okay, so show us how to do
All
it.
right, so we're going to start off with about a half cup of oil, and you want to be very generous here, a New Orleans style pour.
Of course.
So this isn't just to lubricate the pan, this is going to be a significant part of the sauce in the dish.
Okay.
Once we get that good and heated up, we're going to go ahead and add about 2.5 cups of cleaned and chopped pumpkin, about 1.5 to 2 inch segments. We're just going to let that hang out for a few minutes. What we're looking for is a little bit of browning or caramelization around the edges, so we're now ready to go.
So you wouldn't use canned pumpkin for that?
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Because that's all I ever see is can. You wouldn't.
My wife's at home cringing right now.
Sorry about
My
that.
apologies.
So
Okay,
now
so
we're
it has to be fresh.
Yeah, we're starting to see that browned edges. We know we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and dump in 1.5 to 2 cloves of garlic.
You can always use lots of garlic.
Absolutely. You can never use too much in this
That's-
dish, by the way.
Totally.
This is like
Okay,
a
good.
co-star, not so much a complement. We're going to come in with some fresh ground up coriander, about 1 teaspoon.
Where do you find that?
Coriander, we buy it at the Indian markets here in town,
Okay.
but you can find it in Costco or any of those other stores sell as well. We're going to come in with about 1/2 teaspoon spiced chili. Again, just like New Orleans, you want this thing to be spicy, have some kick.
Yum.
And then we're going to come in with a lot of sugar, more than you think you're going to need. We're talking
Really?
2.5 tablespoons right in top and let it go.
That's a decent amount.
Yep, and last but not least, we're going to come in with about equal parts to the oil, 1/2 cup tomato sauce. If you don't have tomato sauce, you're welcome to substitute tomato paste with a little bit of water, not a problem.
Okay.
We're
So
going
then
to
you boil that up?
we're going to cover it up, let that steam do its thing. It's going to sit for about 20 to 25 minutes. We want it to get tender, but not completely falling apart.
So you can kind of just let that sit. Do you need to stir it or just
no,
leave it
nothing.
alone?
It's great for game day. It's great for dinner
That's true.
party. Throw it on the pot and just let it sit. It'll
That's
hang
a
out.
pretty simple, prep
Yeah.
and then
Throw it all
process.
It is. It's really very simple. Yep.
All right, then what about with the bread and kind of plating it
Yeah,
out?
see, this
Absolutely.
looks complicated.
So the
Yeah,
next
this
thing we're
is
gonna
where it
do-
gets tough.
Yeah, this is the most complicated part. We're going to go ahead and take a plain yogurt. The more sour, the better.
Greek or not?
I prefer Greek, but you can
Okay.
use whatever you want. I like
Okay.
the consistency of the Greek.
Yeah, and it's healthier.
It is healthier. I enjoy that. And we're going to come in with a generous pinch of salt. It's going to be about 1 teaspoon. 3-finger pinch will get you there.
Okay.
That'll do it for me.
Give it a mix, mix, mix. And like you said, the most complicated part, we're all done.
Okay, well then I could do it. Okay.
You might actually
So
be able
far,
to think about doing
everything
this.
I've seen, I could do. Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know
beauty of
about
the
that.
dish.
That's
maybe that's
debatable.
going. Something would have caught on fire by now.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and highlight Chef Mayhew's bread. Mayhew Bakery is already making some of the best bread in the city, so there's really nothing for me to do but to put on a little bit of butter and throw it right in the pan.
You already had the butter already on there.
Already, absolutely.
What kind of bread is that? That's
So this is a fresh-made sourdough from Mayhew Bakery. It's
Okay.
one of his staple breads, but he does a lot of varieties. I know right now he's also doing a date and persimmon and several other varieties. He got rated as one of the best baguettes in the city, so he's really got a lot of good inventory.
Can
if you're
you
not
use
familiar with him?
any kind of bread on this? If
You could. So traditionally, this would be served with a flatbread.
Okay.
We decided to go ahead and mix it up, something that you'd find in New Orleans already, and we wanted to kind of bring in some of Chef Mayhew's personality into the dish.
Yeah.
So we thought it'd just be a good idea.
now a slice of white bunny bread you're going to brown upon.
Yeah, that's
My
what
wife
Chris-
might.
I've just ruined it twice. Canned pumpkin and white bread.
I don't think he's ever going to come back.
Nah,
so-
they're not going to let me cook.
Exactly. That's
what's
probably
gonna happen.
best.
And Kelly Mayhew's only not here this morning because he's at the farmer's market in
That's
the Central
right.
Business District.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
that's right. So people can find his breads at the farmer's markets around town, uptown, and CBD.
Perfect.
All right, so
Yes.
then grilling that up, just kind of getting it brown.
Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get a nice crust on there. This is looking about right. And this is one of those good tricks at home. Like you see a
Oh my
lot of
gosh,
people
garlic.
doing
Yes, more garlic.
garlic spreads and all that. The
Yeah.
best way to do is take the hot crusted bread,
Okay.
a fresh cut clove of garlic, and just go ahead and rub it right there on top. The heat and the texture
Oh,
of
you're
the bread,
using it like a grater.
just like a grater. It's going to release those essential oils, and you can just kind of smell it fill the air. It's not just taste, it's also going to add some aromatics. There you go.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't resist.
No, smelled it. I'm hungry.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's
I hope
really-
you enjoy.
I love that trick.
And
That's a good
SoFab
idea.
does this every year, so and we really emphasize people's kitchens in this tour. It's not just the house. This is a kitchen tour, which should appeal to all those people who are in the middle of remodeling, looking for new ideas or whatever.
So how can you get tickets?
You can get tickets by going to our website, which is southernfood.org, and right there you'll be able to just
click on events.
click on it, and
right
you'll
there.
be able to get to the Cirque du Cuisine.
And Kevin, can we, your finished product, you have it all ready to serve?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this is something that you're going to be, people can eat at the tour.
It is. We're going to be serving this
There
at
it
the
is.
tour, and we're probably going to also have some other snacks in there, but you're going to have to buy tickets to see what
Yeah.
they're going to get.
We can't just eat off of you
Right.
all day long.
No, unfortunately
And the tickets
not.
in advance right now are $55 up
Okay.
until the day
That's not
before.
bad, though.
No, you're going to get
for the
10
tour
wonderful bites.
of these gorgeous
See these
homes, plus all
homes?
of the food that you get to
Yeah.
try.
And the
Yeah,
drinks.
it's-
So you have a
Oh,
little
and
bit
drinks,
of
that's
everything.
true.
Right.
Yeah, we
It's
forgot about
65.
alcohol.
The
Nibbles.
day
Oh,
of.
good way.
Nibbles and drinks,
Nibbles and drinks.
everywhere.
Nibbles and
Yeah.
drinks.
And
That
it's
sounds like
1 to 5 o'clock and Sunday afternoon, October 8th.
perfect.
You want to buy
Well,
your tickets, support such a great institution here in New Orleans, and you come enjoy some great food, some great drinks, meet some great people, which is what New Orleans is all about.
to get tickets to Cirque du Cuisine, you can head to the SoFab website, southernfood.org. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us for our literally brilliant.
Literally brilliant forecast and news reports
been
out
great.
of London. It's been jolly good.
So, what's your prediction for the Saints?
I
Is
think
it
the
going
Saints.
to be literally
I think
brilliant?
it'll be a literally brilliant victory for the Saints. I really do. I think
Wonderful.
they'll win, especially when they surprise everyone beating Carolina.
I know they looked good. It always just makes me a little nervous, though, to go with the Saints.
Oh, so you're
You know,
maybe.
I don't know.
So you're just being optimistic,
I
but
think
you're not
so,
going to go
but I'm gonna
full
say
on.
in my best London accent, I think it's going to be
Literally.
literally brilliant. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Cheerio,
We'll see you
Katie.
next week.